Hi, I'm Jeff from the Nationwide Super Team, and welcome to our latest Small Business Super Business Newsreel. In today's newsreel, we're going to have a chat to Andrew Nicholl, CEO of the Australian Trainers Association, a long-time partner of the Nationwide Super Team. We're going to talk about the training side of the thoroughbred racing industry, how they coped through COVID over the last year or so, and what it takes to be a successful small business owner in their industry. So let's get into it and welcome Andrew. Thanks for making the trip up from Melbourne today. Why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into the racing industry?
Started at a very early age, Jeff. As a child, my grandparents were heavily involved in race goers, and back in the 1970s they took me along to the races, the colour, the passion, the movement, the race day crowds, the regal horse. I just fell in love with it and been involved in horse racing ever since.
And you've ended up with the Australian Trainers Association, which is the peak representative body for trainers nationally. Getting into the specifics, what role does the association play in supporting members in your industry?
It's a very broad role, Jeff. We effectively help trainers with everything and anything, but specifically four of the key roles that we perform would be in the advocacy area. For example, infrastructure, track preparation, prize money increases. We do a number of business support services from insurance through to legal. We also get involved in integrity matters where trainers need to face charges or on appeals. And I guess lastly, one of the better additions to the training area for the ATA would be the Australian Trainers Trust, which is the only trust of its kind and is there to assist trainers where they fall into severe financial hardship as a result of death, injury or illness.
And it also does include providing support around industrial relations, the award and their super obligations. So what are some of the topics that come up around super?
Yeah, we get a lot of inquiries from members around the super, Jeff. Obviously, they're looking for good returns, they're looking for a very flexible fund, they're looking for a fund that has many options, they're looking for funds that have great insurance availability. So there's a vast array of subject matter that they approach the office on, and we're there to provide them with that input and advice.
And as far as the relationship between the ATA and Nationwide Super, I understand it predates both of us, our tenure, and goes back about 20 years.
Absolutely, it's been a very well-established and long-term relationship. But the thing with Nationwide Super, Jeff, is that they really align with the values of the ATA, and that's customer service, it's about availability, it's about a long-term commitment to the racing industry, and that's what we see with Nationwide Super.
Great. Thanks for that. And getting back to the industry, how were trainers affected over the last 12 months? I expect it varied kind of state to state, depending on the restrictions imposed and things like that? Absolutely.
It's been a tough 12 months. We've had prize money reductions, we've had shutdowns in places like Tasmania and Western Australia. So it's been tough, it's been hard in terms of revenue and earning capacity. We've had owners who have been suffering severely through the COVID period with lack of income and lack of revenue. So that flow and effect has affected our trainers. They've toughed it out for the last 12 months, but the one beauty is that the racing industry continued almost unabated through that 12 months period, which was fantastic for not only the trainers, but for the Australian public.
And as far as the recovery and getting back to a normal, a type of normal, what are we looking at there?
I think it's going to take a little bit of time. I mean, prize money in the various jurisdictions is back at 100% now. We're still seeing the effects of probably the JobKeeper issue with a number of trainers. And also from an ownership viewpoint, there has been an uplift in owners' inability to pay their training fees. So we're dealing with that across the country at the moment, but they're a resilient lot, the trainers, and they'll continue to keep on keeping on.
So going forward, looking into your crystal ball for us, what's it going to take to be a successful horse trainer over the next 5 to 10 years?
I guess skill. From a training viewpoint, access to the right horses, bloodlines is very important. Also owners, we need many owners across this country to keep investing. Labour, the labour market is quite tight at the moment, but there is an availability out there. And I guess the last thing would be a fair dose of luck. I think luck is what we all need to get by in this world.
Yeah, and a Melbourne Cup winner or two wouldn't go astray either, would it?
I think that would certainly help, and with the prize money on offer there, fantastic if you can get hold of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks again, Andrew, for coming up today. Really appreciate you taking the time to come up and visit us. And here's to continuing our great partnership for many years to come. I really appreciate it. Well, that's it for this Small Business Super Business Newsreel. I'll see you next time.